As part of its military aid to Ukraine, the United States is working on creating a missile bomb that it intends to equip with a revolutionary homing head, Quicksink, which will allow it to sink enemy ships and other sea targets, Defense Express writes. Information about the new development is kept secret, so there are few details to date. Only the expected basic parameters are known, such as the range of destruction, which should be 463 kilometers. According to information from open sources, the new weapon should be ready by 2026, and production volumes will amount to 1,000 units per year. In addition to the United States, Ukraine, the Netherlands, and Denmark are also participating in the rocket development program. The war zone specifies that at the moment the development is at the stage where it is being decided which guidance system will be chosen for the munition. It is possible that it could be a system that does not depend on GPS navigation. In this context, the Quicksink system is mentioned, which combines radar and infrared technologies. Future ERAM phases will include different seekers, payloads and capabilities to enhance performance in GPS-denied areas and or to produce ERAM variants to achieve destructive effects upon launch. The report says the extended range ammunition ERAM, being developed primarily for Ukraine, is otherwise being developed as a highly modular design, variants of which can be optimized for use against other target types. The Quicksink homing system itself was designed with a high degree of modularity, using a plug-and-play architecture to allow for relatively quick integration of new and improved features in the future, as well as to help reduce costs, the publication notes. The Quicksink bomb is made using a JDAM package that converts a free-falling projectile into a guided munition using wings and a guidance system. The nose of the projectile has a laser designator that allows it to target a stationary or moving ship. Earlier, as part of the exercises, the US military sank a decommissioned cargo ship in the Gulf of Mexico with a precision hit from a Quicksink bomb fired by a B-1 bomber. The Air Force said initial examples of the homing system costs about $200,000 each, but hoped to bring that price down to at least $50,000. Ukrainian diplomat Volodymyr Oryzko, head of the Center for Russian Studies, says that Russian dictator Putin seems to be driving Russia into decline, almost as if he's on a mission to dismantle his own country. He shared his opinions on Espresso TV. I'll be honest with you, it seems to me that Putin is the best CIA agent of all time, because only someone carrying out a special mission to destroy their own country could lead Russia to ruin like this. Look at what was happening before the full-scale war and what we have now. Even the laziest people in the West now understand that the Russian economy is on the verge of collapse, that soon it will start to stop, and internal political processes will begin that will raise Russia's enslaved population, the diplomat remarked. In his opinion, US President-elect Donald Trump is saying the right things, noting that if the war continues, it will end in the collapse of Russia. As for mutual concessions, one possible option for Putin would be this: he stops, retreats, and we don't completely ruin this country. In other words, Putin would preserve what for some time will be called the Russian Federation. It's not certain how long this will last, but for a period of time, what's called a failed Reich would be preserved, and Putin would be the failed Führer of this failed Reich. Isn't that a concession? Summarized Volodymyr Oryzko. Russia is in the process of collapsing, and the world needs to prepare for potential nuclear chaos inside the country, a former US senior military commander Ben Hodges has said earlier. In an interview with Ukrainian Review, Hodges suggested that Russia's days as a united republic are numbered, and that the country could break up into several smaller states. That could, in turn, lead to a new wave of refugees and potential nuclear chaos, he warned. I think the Russian Federation is collapsing now. It's not in a straight line, but it is happening, he said. we should be thinking about what will happen. There will be refugees. There will be concern about nuclear weapons. There will be people concerned about control of oil and gas and all other resources. And some parts of the Federation will want to become independent. Others will choose to remain affiliated with Moscow. The retired general argued that helping Ukraine to defeat Russia was strategically important for both European and US security, and that it would deter China from invading Taiwan. While North Korean troops' impact remains limited due to their small numbers, experts warn that North Korea's growing involvement could significantly influence Russia's war effort. Valery Semeniuk from Ukraine, in an article for Tagesspiegel, shared Ukrainian soldiers' accounts of encounters with North Korean soldiers, along with expert analysis on the subject. The presence of North Korean soldiers in Russia's ongoing war against Ukraine has significantly altered the dynamics on the front lines, according to Ukrainian military personnel. Ukrainian Sergeant Yuri Bondar from the 80th Airborne Assault Brigade described the contrast between Russian and North Korean tactics. Russian soldiers at least wait until the sun rises. The North Koreans, on the other hand, have been storming us since 4:15 in the morning. Bondar shared with Tagesspiegel. He noted that North Korean troops are relentless, often regrouping in the midst of their attacks and continuing even when injured. They are more motivated than Putin's troops, he added, pointing to their readiness to sacrifice their lives. Bondar, who has been engaged in operations in the Kursk region for over 5 months, has encountered North Korean forces for approximately 2 months. Initially, Ukrainian soldiers underestimated the effectiveness of these troops, particularly due to the anticipated language barrier. However, Bondar explained that Russian soldiers often assist by signaling with red flares, guiding the North Koreans during attacks. North Korean soldiers, despite their limited experience, are proving to be formidable opponents. Lieutenant Stanislav Krasnov from Ukraine's 95th Airborne Brigade pointed out that North Koreans use large group formations reminiscent of Russian tactics from the early stages of the invasion. The North Koreans are what you call cannon fodder, Krasnov observed, referring to their willingness to endure heavy casualties to achieve their objectives. Estimates suggest that between 3,000 and 3,800 of the 12,000 North Koreans fighting alongside Russian forces have been wounded or killed. Despite initial missteps in their attacks, such as chaotic advances and disorganized retreats, North Korean troops have adapted quickly. Bondar noted that their tactics have evolved over time. One group would draw attention while another flanked Ukrainian positions, and a third wave would attempt to secure the terrain. This strategy took the Ukrainian forces by surprise. Military expert Pavlo Narozny further sheds light on the role of North Korean forces, pointing out that 3 North Korean generals have been dispatched to the Kursk region. Their presence alongside the 12,000 soldiers suggests that Kim Jong-un's forces are also studying modern warfare techniques. However, Narozny emphasizes that North Korean troops have not yet significantly influenced the outcome of the war, as they make up less than 2% of the total Russian military force. Despite this, their presence has certainly bolstered Russian defenses in the Kursk region.